In this video I'm going to show my Mongo cluster setup. So just let's log in to my canvas. Okay, that's me. My name is Svitozar Menshchykov. Yeah, and let's proceed with our Mongo cluster. So a MongoDB cluster, MongoDB Sharded cluster consists of the following three components. So it's a shard. Shard stores a subset of the sharded data. MongoS, it's a MongoS query router, and config server, it stores cluster metadata. In this part 1 I applied two techniques, replication and sharding. So replication and sharding is combined here. So actually, why do we need replication and sharding? As the size of data in the database grows, or when there is a high query load, we must extend our storage and processing resources. So horizontal scaling helps us address these challenges. And we can deploy more servers by adding multiple computers, and this forms a cluster of small or thin machines. So we need sharding to distribute data across multiple machines. And also we deploy replica sets, and we need replication to provide redundancy and high availability. So in replication, the same data is copied, replicated across all members of a replica set. So let's start with deploying our sharded cluster. So my sharded cluster setup consists of config server replica set. It includes 3 members and 4 shard replica sets. Each shard consists of 3 nodes, 1 primary and 2 secondaries. So what a shard is? A shard is a set of servers consisting of 1 primary and at least 2 secondary nodes. So it stores a portion or subset of the sharded data, and shards are used to distribute the collection data across the cluster. Okay, let's start with that. So first we going to create folders for data and logs. So just we go to our first file. So just run the terminal. Okay, and we go to our first file. Start replica sets. Yeah. This file. In this file, I have predefined code, so it creates folders for all our replica sets. So here we can see this process. Okay, we can go to our folder and we can see all our replica sets. So it's Asia config replica set, config server replica set, Europe, Pacific and USA, and also a folder for log files. Okay, what we can see here? Okay, we can see that all replica sets successfully started. Yeah, and next step, we're going to initialize all replica sets. So we go to our next file. Here we can see this file. Let's run it. Okay, can go to initialize all replica sets JS file. So here first we initialize config replica set. So here we specify the replica set name and its corresponding members. Here we have 3 members. So also for Europe replica set we have we set replica set name Europe and its members, and for our next replica set replica sets we also specify replica set name and its members. Yeah, here we can see it. So we can see the status of that operation. So we can see that for config replica set has been created 3 members: primary member, secondary, 2 secondary members, and for each following replica sets, for example for Europe, we also have a member which in primary state, and member 1 and member 2 they are in secondary state. Yeah, that's great. The next step, we are going to start MongoDB query routers. So actually what is a MongoDB query router? MongoDB query router acts as an interface for our application. So applications usually don't communicate directly with shards. They interact with the cluster via MongoDB router. And MongoDB is the router that directs queries, read and write operations to the appropriate shards. So MongoDB router caches metadata received from the config servers, and when there are changes in the metadata, the router updates the cache, and then router uses this cached metadata to route read and write operations to the correct shard. And it's recommended to have no more than 30 MongoDB routers, as increasing the number beyond this may impact performance. Okay, let's start this file. Let's run it. We have next file. It's okay. Start. Okay, start MongoDB query routers. Yeah. So here we can see our 3 extra MongoDB routers, and we can see that all MongoDB routers are successfully started. In next step, we're going to connect to MongoDB and add our shards. So let's go to our next file. Okay, let's see that file. Okay, we connect to port 27017, and it redirects us to shards.js file, and here we can see all our replica sets. So first shard, for example, shard Europe, we create shard Europe, we add shard Europe, and we can see that command add shard sh.add shard, and we specify a replica set name and just one member. And as well for shard, next shard, we specify also its name and specify one member of this shard. And then we proceed with our next shards. Okay, let's run it. Okay, finally in our code we can see the status of this operation. So we can see our shards. Yeah, so we have created shard Asia with name Europe, shard Pacific, and shard USA. Yeah, that's great. So let's proceed further. Okay, the next step, we go in to shard a collection using range technique. So just connect to MongoDB, and we need to import the data into the database first. Okay. Yeah, here we can see that our documents imported successfully. And the next step, we're going to perform is to enable sharding on the database. Okay, just let's go to our next file. Okay, shard collection, and here we have our file. Yeah, so what we have here, actually it gets us to this shard collection JS file. So here we can see we just switch to the internal config database, Then we reduce default chunk size to 1 megabyte. Actually, default chunk size is 64 megabyte, and for purpose of testing, we reduce default chunk size to 1 megabyte. Okay. First, we enable sharding on the database. So we enable run this command, enable sharding, and specify the name of our database. And then we going to create index on the collection. Because the MongoDB requires first create index that supports a shard key. And here we have our compound shard key. So it consists of product ID and product name. And we run this command, create index. And the last step, we shard collection using our compound shard key. So we run the command shard collection, and we specify a database name, collection name, and our compound shard key. And just about what is a shard key. A shard key is a field, or in our case 2 fields, whose values MongoDB uses to partition data in a sharded collection, and then distribute the collection documents across shards. So MongoDB uses the shard key to divide up these documents into logical groupings, and MongoDB refers to these groupings as chunks. So for example, we can see our chunks created. So for example, on shard Europe we have chunk. It has min and max key, and is the provided shard key correct? Yes, it's correct. And as I mentioned in our setup, we use a compound shard key, which is a good practice. So it has high cardinality and normal frequency, and it matches on all of our data. So this compound shard key allows the data to be distributed evenly across shards. And you can see that our sharding operation is completed. So MongoDB divided our collection into chunks based on the shard key, and distributed these chunks across the shards. So just let's have a look at these chunks. Okay, we switch to the config database. And we just going to run a command to see our all chunks. Yeah, okay. So what is a chunk? A chunk, yeah, here we have, for example, create a chunk, for example, in Shard Asia, yeah, and chunk is a group of documents within a collection defined by a range of shard key values. So each chunk has inclusive lower bound, it's min key, and exclusive upper bound, which is max key. Yeah. And chunks are used to divide data across shards. So now let's see how the chunks are distributed. So you can see this shard key range. So for example, on shard Europe, or let's go above. Yeah, on shard Europe we have a chunk that has min key and max key, and it's a range. So for example, it starts from min key, and it's it has a range from min key to product ID 1519, and also it includes range for product name. For example, here on Shared Asia we can see this range. It has min key and max key. Yeah, and also we can see our other chunks. So we have chunk on Shard Pacific, on Shard Europe, on Shard Asia. Again, we can see the chunk on Shard Pacific and on Shard USA. So here we can see max key. Yeah, it includes max key, min key, and max key. So that's it for part 1. Thank you for watching.